This is YouTube just a WM. All tomorrow's blind folk. Maybe we can just start. Let's begin. Usually, so far, our story begins with the star people, and the queue are approaching. They attempted to hide underground. These star people have made it hide underground in places like bunkers or bomb shelters or something like that. And I'm not sure if that. No, the book didn't say that. I did. In an effort to evade the queue and hopefully go to to evade to avoid the queue. To hide from them, go unnoticed, but it didn't work. It was for nothing. The queue located the shelters and found them inside. Started to change the inhabitants. Modified them and the shelters and all of the life in them into a new form, the blind folk, which they didn't have eyes or sightless. They used echolocation to communicate. Not communicate, find their way around them. And they mainly sound and touch or feeling so hearing and feeling their way around them, as hearing as in touch. They produce banshee-like screams. Here's a blind folk man with a blind folk girl, which is his daughter. He knows to stay still, to possess them. To confuse predators that have sonar capabilities, but his young daughter to have sonar capabilities. He knows to stay still to confuse predators possess sonar capabilities, but his young daughter, the blindfold girl, pictured here, throws her arms up in terror, an unfamiliar living thing. And then also, the shelters were home to crocodilian fish. I'm sorry, that's the wrong way. I'll get to them later. Darly birds and rodents, giant birds and rodents, and pale insects, which some of them evolved from the household pets as dark people. Some of them, these are giant pale insects. Some of them evolved from the household pets, star people, and some of them evolved from the household pests, include also the giant pale birds. And then also and the giant this crocodilian fish that takes their toll on the residents. Sorry, wrong place. And then also, and then there's also expanded blind bats. And then also sorry, I'm getting distracted. These expanded blind bats and crocodilian fish, I think they were descendants of bats. Definitely were descendants of genetically modified animals that the star people brought the bird. Same with the fish. They were descendants of their. They were also. I'm not sure that they're descendants of their pets or genetically modified wild animals, but either way, they hunt them. But not always. Also, anyway, in the end, while the blind folk did have every incentive to, while they would have evolved to leave their underground shelter, come to conquer the surface world eventually. This be a space they would never make it out of. Well, they had every incentive to do so. They never make it out of their subterranean shelters. The continents with tectonic activity would crush the underground shelters, and them and all the other animals, so would be crushed into extinction unless they were able to escape to the surface somehow. Before that happened, sorry, just ignore that noise in the background. Alright, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe as always. Bye.